Max, do you think they should add Mythic track gear to high Mythic Plus keys? I think we're not too long away from that. One thing you've noticed this season, if you do a lot of high keys, we've talked about this on the podcast a lot, is players that normally were like doing just their Mythic Plus goal for the season was, I'm going to get portals, which is a 10 now, used to be a 20, and then I'm dipping. So like there wasn't really a bridge to like when high keys started to feel really good at what used to be 25s and what are now 15s. But since they added that achievement that's kind of like a stepping stone, and since they increased the crest you get from the key level, and since they increased resilient keys, what you'll hear from people is you're seeing a lot more people in the group finder, and you're seeing a much more thriving community of specifically not just high keys, but the road to high keys, which will obviously have more high key players exist. Like what used to happen is people did 10s, the rewards stopped. Why would I do above a 10? And then they never got to the point via just like wanting to play the game, because like people are reward focused, right? But now like they've given you awards and achievements and titles and increased gear and crests drops, like gear drops and crest drops, to where like it actually makes sense to do that if you're capable of it. So it actually gives you a reason to play more. So that this season I think went really well. I'm saying all of this to say, I don't know, it wouldn't surprise me if like 2 years from now, the first time you time a like 15 or a 16 of a key, it like gives you a mythic track item, or like once a week from a 15 you can get a mythic track drop, and it like it'll be of the dungeon you want, you know. So like if you really want a trinket from this dungeon, you make sure your 15 is there, or maybe like once every 2 weeks or something. I'm just trying, they would obviously roll it out in a super conservative way and then build it out, but that kind of does go along with the difficulty curve, right? Remember how I said raids are like the hardest thing at the beginning of the patch, which is unassailably true. So it gives you the best gear. But like later on, the raid becomes easier and easier. Like at a certain point, this might offend some people, but I'm just going to say it anyway. Like getting cutting edge near the end of a WoW season right now is like purely a battle of attrition. Like you just, if you're just in Mythic and like showing up to raid times, you're rewarded for just being there. Most seasons. Some bosses are not that way. But like I was watching like Mythic Fyrak, like Race to World last season. Like bro, that boss was so, or Mythic Ansarek, I mean, was like so fucking easy. Like the entire difficulty of the fight was removed, basically. It's just if you're just in the raid and doing Mythic for 6 months, they're just going to give you that shit, which is good. And like putting in the time, or pretty close to that. And that still gives you the best gear, and like Mythic Plus never does. But like people at near the end of a patch keep pushing into higher and higher and higher and higher keys, which at a certain point becomes, it's very different content because you can just keep doing it. But that doesn't really make sense that it doesn't reward mythic track items. Also, there's a very clear gap in this game that I'm interested on how they didn't solve this with dinars, which is a really good opportunity to, is there's actually no way to like try to farm specific mythic track mythic plus items. You should be able to do it with dinars, but you can't. So like this like late season, you do a 15 or a 16 of a key and you get a mythic track item from it. Wouldn't even be that bad because it's not like you're swimming in mythic track mythic plus gear that's good anyway. Or allowing it to like be an upgrade thing, I don't know. Or like at a certain point, if you do a high enough mythic key like twice a season, like you do a 16 and it gives you a track skip, and what it means is that you can pick any mythic plus item on a heroic upgrade track and just upgrade it to mythic. That would kind of be like mythic plus dinars, right? Because like everyone at one point will just simply get the hero track item for mythic plus that they want, even though it can be kind of hard early in the season depending on the dungeon.